Hi everyone, Eddie here again. So now in our Ignition Perspective project, we have our tags and we are ready to start building our pages. So in the default Ignition setup, we're going to sort of see this guy. So this little cube here is sort of the main, the page configuration button. So this is important to remember because this is going to be how we do a lot of the configuration. So under perspective, I'm going to go to views. I'm going to right click and do a new view. And for all these, I'm just going to do coordinate container. So the first view that we create is going to have the page URL checked because it's going to create basically a web page, and it's going to be a backslash. And we're just going to call it home because that's going to be sort of the home base for everything we do. So name is just the name of the view, and the page URL is going to be how do we actually get to it, because perspective runs over our internet browser. So this is sort of the basic one. So I'm going to hit create view, and we can see if we go back to this little cube that we have in our page configuration something called home. If we go into perspective and just click on launch in the browser, I might have to refresh this. I might have to save it. That's actually the issue, is we need to save this. And once we save it, it will push it to the gateway. And if I refresh it now, I will see fun with memory tags. And if I launch it, we have a blank page. There is nothing here. And that's because we haven't put anything on here. So going back into the Ignition Designer, I'm going to make some more views. So I'm going to do a new view, and this first page is going to be, we're going to call it tank controls. And you can see that it's down here kind of creating this page URL. If I select this, we can make it into a page, but I don't have to. Only that first view is going to force you to create a page. But in this case, I do want it to be a page. So I'm going to click page URL tank controls and hit create view. And we can see, again, nothing on here. And if we go into the page configuration, we see two pages. I'm going to create a right click, hit another new view, coordinate container, and I'm going to call this motor control. And I'm going to not select the page URL on purpose. So I'm going to create the view. And if we go back into our cube, I call it the cube, the page configuration, we're going to see that we only still have two pages, the slash home page and the tank controls page. And that's because we didn't check that box to create a page when we created motor control. So we can see the view, but it is not there. So that's an important thing. We can, and we will do this in a little bit, probably the next video actually, we can have more than one view on a page, which is a pretty cool thing to do. So views don't necessarily need pages. Views can also operate as like pop-ups. It's important to think of them as sort of separate things. But let's say we do this and we are annoyed with ourselves for not checking the box. Well, if I want to create a new page from the cube, I'm just going to hit this plus sign where it says new page. I'm going to call it motor dash controls, which is going to be the page URL. And the primary view, and I got to kind of scroll over. If I click on this drop down, I can hit motor control. And that's really all I got to hit. And that will give me, just like with these other things, the page is now set up. So I'm going to go ahead and create, let me look, 2 more views, 3 more views, sorry. So the first new view is going to be called alarms. And we are going to hit page URL because we do want to be able to access it. And we're going to do another new view that we're going to call data. Again, we want to create a page URL because we want it to be a page we can access. And then the last one is just going to be called navigation. And we are going to not hit the page URL. We're going to leave it blank. And that'll be the last view. So this is all the views that we need to create in perspective. And from here, we're going to start building some data. So, or building some data, what am I saying? We're going to be building some pages using the data and getting the data into the database. So again, this might be sort of a tedious process, but this is what it is. You know, we kind of build all this from scratch, and along the way, we're going to learn a lot of really cool things that we can do with Ignition.